big things await Abel, Filnyr, and Ionus just off the beaten path in the mountains to the south. They've also got a whole army to raise, a wall to build, or a town to raise. But there are things they still haven't quite figured out yet. Things that I, for one, am very excited to spring on them as soon as I can. Fellas, do you know what time it is?
It's time for Dungeon Dads.
It's time for Dungeon Dads.
Heroes rise, heroes fall. I see them on the front line, standing tall. They're risking life and limb to answer the call. But what they fighting for? Don't know, don't care. Just along for the ride, but everyone must end. I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna win inside.
Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the podcast. As always, I'm your DM, Tom Blaylock. You are listening to the Dungeon Dads. Every war must end. And I am joined today, as always, by Tim Carr playing the Warlock Filnyr Omajira. Hello, Tim.
Hello. I'm just pulling out my notes to make sure I'm up to snuff on what's happened of late.
John Watson playing the Wizard Ionus Silhavine. What's up, John?
What's going on, dude? I am itching for a fight.
I want to give everyone their space today because this could be the last day. And Sam Frank playing the War Priest of Tempest, Abel Snowflower. What's up, Sam?
I am also furiously looking through my notes.
Okay,
but
excellent.
I only have like 2 notes, so I'm just reading the same ones over and over again.
I was about to say notes. Notes.
This looks like a G.
Notes?
I think this one's an E minor, but I'm not positive.
I still have 4 magic beans from episode 8.
Yes.
So here's what you need to update your character sheet one with Sam. I know I said it last episode, but I'm guessing you did not do it yet. Make sure you got that plate on there. Make sure you got that 18 plus 2 AC. Make sure your spells are on point for the afternoon. John, I'm going to recommend that you not have Ionus bring his spell book, though if you do want to, you totally can. I know you're worried about arcane recovery. I can tell you it's a bad idea unless you have a very good way of hiding it.
Wait, did we already decide we're going to talk to Brink or go deal with Brink? Is that what we decided?
We just I believe so.
Yeah.
Florn said he found the location. We said that's what we were going to do, and Florn said he was going to tell the other guy to fuck off.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's how you handle the Fae, for sure.
And Florn will take care of that. So you guys get a
Really?
Yeah, he will. I'll take it. It'll be good. So you guys. Oh.
Wait. Before, can we do something? Can I ask for a favor before we rest for this night, or is it too late for that? Have we already rested? Is this like the morning?
Tell me what you want to do, and I'll probably.
I want to ask Abel to cast a 5th level Spirit Guardians and put it in my ring.
Oh.
Okay.
So, like, before we go to bed, just clear the other stuff out of the ring, cast it all, however that has to happen.
Is that how it works? Okay.
Yeah, anybody can cast into the ring, and it'll store a 5th level spell, and then I can use it.
That's pretty dope.
That's pretty cool.
I had this epiphany earlier today. I was like,
Oh,
this is gonna be good.
And the only thing that happens is he just doesn't have that spell slot, right?
Yeah, so that's why we would do it presumably before the rest, and then
But like
he
tomorrow,
gets it back.
he probably won't either, right? Is that how that
No,
works?
he gets it back. If he doesn't want to do it, I can put something of mine in there, and then I get a short rest or a long rest, and I get the spell slot back. That's the reason the Warlock wants the Ring of Spell Storing, right? Because it lets you carry over a spell slot until, you
Okay, but if he's going to do it, he has to role play the prayer and the casting of it.
Okay, so I will say the other option is I could give you Holy Weapon.
What does that do again?
It's a bonus action cast, and your weapon attacks do an additional 2d8 radiant damage while you concentrate for up to an hour. And then, as a bonus action, you can dismiss the spell and have the weapon emit a burst of radiance. Each creature that you can see of your choice that you can see within 30 feet makes a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, a creature takes 48 radiant damage and is blinded for a minute. So basically, it's 2d8 on each strike.
Yeah.
And then you can make it detonate and blind everybody.
That's pretty brutal.
And I was going to have it prepared just in case we needed it, on you, because you got multi-attack now.
Yeah.
And it's a bonus action cast.
My mouth is watering at the idea of a crit right now.
So I was going to have that handy to throw on you. That's a 5th level spell.
I mean,
Spirit Guardians is cool too, but like my plan, if I do use Spirit Guardians, is going to be in my plate mail with my shield, cast Spirit Guardians,
and you'll be next to me anyway. Yeah,
and take the dodge action. Yeah,
right.
Now I have a question. Can you
Sorry,
use
wait,
holy?
I'm just going to write this down.
Can you use holy weapon on arrows? Because if this is an illithid,
I think you would cast it on a bow, and the bow would become a magical weapon. It says weapon attacks made with that weapon deal an extra 2d8 radiant damage.
So yeah, you could do it on a bow.
My thought is that if it is indeed an illithid and has this stun thing, I can't protect you. But if you're firing arrows at it, like it can't even touch you.
If you can stay, if you stay away.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Maybe for this illithid, the Spirit Guardians thing doesn't make as much sense, but it was just one of those ideas I had that I was like, this.
Yeah,
But it is concentration too, right? So then it gets into that whole competition for that.
Yes.
True.
And holy weapon is concentration too.
I'm going to pretend like you guys are role playing this discussion, and Florn comes in.
Filnyr, I could ask Tempest to put quite a few things in that ring, but I don't know which one's going to be most handy for you.
Filnyr, I don't know if you can tell, but I think the old man's very protective about Spirit Guardians. He sort of wants to be the only one who can do that.
They're a little
I don't know if you
more
can tell.
protective of me is sort of the way.
It does seem to be that way. I mean, a case could be made that perhaps even a dispel magic in the ring would be more useful, depending on the circumstances.
5th level dispel. That's a pretty good idea. Can you upcast into the ring? Actually, I didn't even ask this.
What now?
It holds up to a 5th level spell or multiple spells up to a total of like 1 second, 1/3, essentially.
Okay.
So I could actually hold more than one spell.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you do dispel, you should do the 3rd level dispel and then 2 first levels or 1 second level on top of it.
Yeah, I just don't have any. I mean, everything I cast goes at 5th level, so.
Shield. John could put a shield. I mean, Ionus could put a shield in there.
I could put shield in there. I could give you magic missile.
Mirror image.
I could give you fog cloud.
5 slots worth of spells. We should have been talking this in the bonus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because honestly, 3 shields and a misty step may also be pretty dope.
Yeah.
And not have to worry about concentration slots.
Oi,
that's true.
What are y'all doing awake? Oh, Rolo is going to take y'all at first dawn.
Oh, Rolo. You're going with us.
Well, I tell you, Rolo found the opening. But Rolo don't go down. If you know what I'm saying. Rolo stay up. You all are going down. Into the little mountain.
That's all right. We appreciate all the assistance you can give us.
And he uses his finger and he puts out the lamplight that's on in your room. He says, "Dream sweetly, boys. You'll be in the mountain tomorrow." And he goes out and leave you to your last-minute negotiations of the Ring of Spell Story.
All right, it's your ring. It's your ring, Filnyr.
Let's try this holy weapon. Let's
All right.
see how it does.
Boy, Tempest, give this fella the ability to channel your power through his weapon. I don't know how this goes into the ring. Usually when I do this, I touch a weapon. I'm going to touch the ring. Is there like a large sucking sound or something?
Thank you.
Yeah, you touch the ring as the spell is cast.
Ooh, all right. Okay. Ooh, I do feel one slot lighter.
While they're doing that, I'm going to begin a ritual to change Saber one more time.
Okay. What are you going to change him?
I'm going to take the hour and 10 minutes and focus all of my energy, and then that same smoke swirl that formed the mongoose is going to form on the ground, but instead of the mongoose, the dark saber rises.
What is the dark saber?
Imagine a mongoose, but dark.
He's a bat.
Yeah. You guys all don't even see him because he's so dark now.
He is like in Hoth's Reckoning.
He's got like a ninja mask on.
Yeah, he flaps out and he hides on the ceiling somewhere.
So, you guys go to sleep, get all your spells back, and sure enough, you awaken to the smell of very strong bulla being boiled on your stovetop, with a flame that is not natural. And Florn is there with Rolo, and Felipe Madamba is there as well. And the three of them are chatting, and Felipe just says, I am interested to see what a modern day Lake and Arthur can do. This town didn't exist when I was around, but it does seem quite a bit like Oglethorpe. I bet your people come from there. Well, I don't be mean, but we might so. I don't rightly know. I just know we've always been farmers and treers and hunters. Boys, wake up! Boys, it's time to get going. Old man, half elf, king, sir. Old Rolo's going to take you there, but I don't want you to be in the light of day. We don't want anyone knowing you're gone.
Quick check for you. Our exhaustion from
Gone.
before.
You guys are done. You guys are done. Yeah.
Okay.
I want to say that I used some of that time to write a new spell in my book too.
Which time? Oh, the last couple of days?
The last couple of days, yeah.
All right, sure.
I get it.
Wait, what is it?
Fog, cloud, and blindness, deafness.
Okay. So you're supposed to roll for those, or how does that work? You're supposed to do
I just take off the money.
Okay. All right.
And I had the time, so I took the time and I take off the cash.
You just keep doing it. Okay.
Yeah.
And it was from a spell book, not a scroll. Scrolls have a little bit different.
Yeah, scrolls have a roll, but these were from spell books.
Okay. All right. We're not sure if we got eyes in this town. A lot of new people. I'd rather to get you out before the sun comes up. Half elf.
Yes.
Bula. And Florn says, "Hey man, you want me to smoke a sheet in there?" And he pulls out a wizard spell book. He says, "It's pretty incredible."
Is this what you did to Ionus?
Yeah, man. I'm on it right now. I can see everything perfect.
I can already see in the dark.
Shit, that's right. But like only half as good.
I think I'm okay.
Oh man, Abel, how about you?
Let me guess. The first one's free.
Smoke a sheet. Hold on a second. I'm putting all this shit on.
Yeah. And Felipe comes up and helps you with your armor, and he begins to tie the straps for you. And he says, "So I guess we'll get a chance to see the would-be king in action today. Is that right?"
If you're coming with us, then I think it's highly likely.
All right. I think it's time then. How's this? Is this suit too tight? You want some room to move, yeah?
No. I want as little room to move as possible.
Okay, all right. Here, let me tighten this one down. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I try to move, it actually only gets me in trouble.
All right. And your greaves. Wow, this is a nice looking armor set.
Well, fella that had it before me certainly used it a lot.
Oh, well, it's seen some action, but it looks good. It looks good. Here, let me tighten this up. How about your pauldron? Just here, let me help you. You use a spear, is that right?
Yep.
Yeah. Careful with this one here.
Oh, a little tighter.
Okay. All right.
Hold on.
All right. So they finish that up, and Rolo gives you.
Wait, one more lace, or I'll never find a suitor.
You're gonna pass out if you don't watch out here. And he gives a rolled up. It's rolled up in some leaves, and it's and you see that he starts to rip. They're bulla leaves, and he starts to rip sheets of paper out of this spell book, and you can see as he rips the paper, there's this like a small glowing dust falls where the ink had been, and the ink begins to disappear from the page, and he tries to catch it a little bit and get it into the small rolled bulla leaves, and he rolls it and lights it for you, Ionus, and he rolls one and lights it for you, Abel, and he says it's you'll be able to see underground.
How long does this last?
Just keep hitting it a little at a time. I figure you can light it up again. A really good draw will get you an hour, but I wouldn't go too much more than one good draw at a time. It's you might see more than what's there.
Well, I'll if it's all right with you, I'll save it for when I arrive at the cave.
Yeah, sure. I've been doing it constantly. I feel like it might be like one of those things where, like if you cast the same thing 30 days in a row, it becomes permanent. I think it might be like one of those things. I'm trying my hand at that.
Well, you let me know what happens.
I will.
Florn the junkie.
So the sun is not yet up, and Rolo has you outside, and he says, I got some horses just outside of town. Let's walk there, and I don't want anyone to know. I have my suspicions about that construct you said you found. You said there was an elf from Oglethorpe here. Is that right, Filnyr?
There was, yes.
Yeah, I don't trust them.
Because they're elves.
Don't take this the wrong way, but we've had trouble. We've had trouble here on the between the two of us. And now that they know my cousin is back, and he has a real cozy relationship with Oglethorpe, I'm worried. I'm worried they might be in contact and trying to be in concert and try to kick us out. Me mostly, but also probably you.
I see.
Yeah. Anyway.
What is
Rolo,
your idea about this construct then?
I
Just
think
that it come from him.
I think they're spying on you.
Well, clearly someone is spying on us.
Yeah, I think it's Oglethorpe. I just don't want them to know that the big guns are out of town for any amount of time. I don't think they'll move on us if you're here.
Noted.
Yeah. I told Galwinia. I told Galwinia tonight, and she says she's strapping on. So she's gonna strap on and hopefully, make full use of that while you're gone.
All right, fellas. Well, we better get to marching. Clank, clank, clank.
and as soon as he does this, Rolo takes his hand out and points, and you can see that the ground gets soft under Abel, and he also gets soft under all of you, and you are all now under the protection of Pass Without Trace.
Nice.
Excellent. Excellent.
Gotta walk softer. And you get to the horses, and the sun is starting to come up now, and he helps each one of you up onto your horse, and Rolo casts again, and he walks beside you as the horses begin to trot, and you can see that he is walking, but he is keeping up with the riding horses, and he is sort of leading you down this tiny little deer path toward the woods. And when you get to the woods, he stops the horses and he says, "It's about 10 mile this way."
Filnyr.
Yes, sir.
This is a giant cave, yes? Is Paulson coming with us?
Is he there, Tom, or no?
He's not there right now.
That would be wise, I suppose.
Hey, fellas. There's 2 entrances to this cave. One is big. Very big. I'm actually taking you to the small one. Now, if you get your big horse, your big wolf, you could tell him to go in the big side. I feel like that's the side that they're watching. That's my only concern.
So Paulson would not fit through the side we're going in.
Single file.
He would fit single file.
Single file humans. He's too big to go down the entrance we're going to.
So no room for 2 humans abreast.
One man abreast. If you're gonna actually do some fighting, if you're gonna be ready for a fight.
1 man abreast is how I've always preferred it.
You've been with some strange ladies, my friend.
Only the best kind.
So are you going to call out to Paulson? You can. You can get him there.
Yeah, I'll whistle him over and have him join us.
All right. So he's walking with you now. Master, I was sleeping by the lake. I ate 3 fish this morning already. They were good.
And I'm glad you've been well fed. We are going into a mine to clear it of what may be a very dangerous creature. We are going in a tunnel entrance that may not be big enough for you, and I've yet to decide whether you should try coming in through the larger entrance, or perhaps you stand guard and watch our rear. Make sure we do not get ambushed.
I trust you, Master. You've never steered me wrong.
I've also got a sneaking suspicion we may not be able to come out the way we go in. It may be convenient to be able to rendezvous with some reinforcements. Rendezvous, that's an ancient Elvish word that means get together.
So
yes, I will think on the strategy.
So you continue on this deer path. Give me stealth checks with advantage.
And Pass Without Trace is plus 10, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Oh boy. Well, we'll see.
But obviously Abel will just be rolling normally.
Right.
Because he's got heavy armor on.
pass without trace, I get a 29.
Okay.
Yeah, mine with pass without trace is 23 with advantage.
Okay.
Mine is 19.
Great. Okay. And let's give me
I'm gonna roll for Pawson.
a percept. No, I got him. He's fine. He's fine. I'm
Okay.
just going to rely on you guys for this. Give me a perception check for each of you, and a wisdom
Normal?
saving throw, and
Oh,
an
boy.
intelligence check.
All right.
All right, sorry, one at a time. Perception check.
Okay.
13.
Standard, right?
Mm-hmm.
Perception natural 20.
Ooh.
Nice.
Okay.
Perception 12 for Filnyr.
Okay.
And then you said a history check and then
Wisdom saving throw.
wisdom saving
Intelligence check and a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom save 19.
Very nice.
Shit. Wisdom save 6.
throw. Filnyr's wisdom save 21.
Okay.
And intelligence 9.
Intelligence 18.
God damn, John.
Intelligence 10.
All right. So you, Rolo slows you down, and he points over to what is obviously a very large rock, and he says, "Now I know it just looks like a regular old rock over there." But John, it doesn't look anything like a regular rock to Ionus. It looks like an open, gaping cave that someone has done some rudimentary illusion on the front of it to hide its presence.
Okay.
But for Filnyr and Abel, it just looks like this giant gray rock. Just on the other side of the illusion, Ionus, you can see that there are bones scattered all over the place, and even some newly dead humans. The bones that you can sort of make out so there's a carcass of a couple of things there. You can see a huge carcass with a giant helmet and a massive sword that is laid out on its side. So you're walking on this deer path and you're looking down toward this opening of the cave. This thing is probably 20 feet tall. It was when it was standing up. Bigger than a hill giant, probably a little smaller than a storm giant, but in that range, and it's dead bones, and but not ancient the way the readings that you did would have you believe, and certainly not the way Dagmoon had described. Like, there definitely have been giants there within the last year.
So
And-
I'm looking at the giant entrance.
The giant entrance. This is the giant entrance, and
Okay.
and Rolo says, if you squint real close, you can see it. We're gonna go down about a half a mile this way, and I actually found a entrance into the Underdark, and I went about 30 feet in, and then it leads to a path to the mine.
Pawson, you should mark this spot in case we need to come back. The entrance is it behind the stone, Ionus?
Yes, I can see exactly what he's talking about. It's behind the stone is a facade, and
Okay.
there are corpses, skeletons. There's a giant corpse.
I can smell them.
Yes. Well, Pawson, just make sure you know how to come back here.
Yes.
I'm gonna send. How far away is that right now?
600 feet away.
I'm gonna send Saber in there,
Okay.
and I'm going to say, gentlemen, if you'll give me 10 minutes, I'm going to send Saber in for some reconnaissance, and I'm going to cast a ritual on us.
Very well. Pawson,
Well,
you
that
can-
should just give me enough time to regale you with the last time I went into a cave.
Pawson, keep your nose in the air. Let us know if you smell anything fresh coming.
So I'm going to cast Rary's telepathic bond
Okay.
on all of us. It's up to 8 willing creatures.
Okay. All right. Cool. Felipe is super happy about this. And are you going to give it to Pawson as well?
Yeah.
All right. Master, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Pawson.
Master.
Of puppets?
Master.
Are you pulling my
Pawson.
strings?
Obey your master.
Oh,
Master.
Abel, master.
Oh, wait, and now I can just finish my speech in all your minds. In short, it was a dark day down in those caves, but on the bright side, we did not have to do much work burying men, for they were already buried.
Oh, nice. How many temp hit points do they get?
13.
13.
Oh, man. I love it.
My God, this is huge.
And then I take Jonas aside and I say, I guess I better take my my protection detail, my charge to guard and safeguard your life a little more seriously, maybe than I have been. As of late, you do tend to go charging off into things. And I put my hand on his head. Tempest, please ward this man and keep that motherfucker out of trouble. And I cast Death Ward.
Ooh.
Nice.
And so that's if I drop down to 0?
The first time the target would drop to 0 hit points as a result of taking damage, the target instead drops to 1 hit point and the spell ends. If the spell is still in effect when the target is subjected to an effect that would kill it instantaneously without dealing damage, that effect is instead negated against the target and the spell ends.
Wow.
And Felipe Madamba also sits down and he says, this is for the 3 of you. He touches Ionus. He says, I know you like to move quickly. And he touches you, and you are now under the Long Strider spell.
Oh.
And he casts it on each of you, all 3 of you. And you all have an additional 10 movement speed.
Wow.
Ooh.
How long does that last?
1 hour.
Wow.
And, okay. I believe I am ready for this. And you see that he pulls out those 2 dagger axes that the Lake and Harthers had for him, and they're basically just tiny little axes. And he says, "I believe I am ready. I have concentrated my will on defeating undead. So tonight, that is what I will do: defeat the undead."
I'm hoping Saber has come back by now.
Are you sure you're up to this, Felipe? You've only been returned for a short time, and you've got a lot to do. This is a big task to take on for our benefit, for you to take on personally.
I am ready. And he does a quick backflip, and he says, I do not need the aid of spells to move quickly, if that's what you're implying.
All right.
And he touches his face, and you can see that his eyes go red. And he says, I am as at home in the Underdark as I am anywhere else in the world.
Well, I'll be glad to have you at my back then. Shall we, fellas?
Let us go.
Yes.
Ready as I'll ever be.
Did you say Saber came back?
He went in. How far did you tell him to go in? I would just tell him to look around.
I just told him to look around and come back.
Would you give me a dex saving throw?
Okay. I suppose my only question is that different for a bat?
Oh, he's a bat? I
Yeah.
thought he was a thing. Oh, nope. Okay. Give me a dex saving throw.
16.
Okay. So he flies in and he's staying kind of up high as he moves into this thing.
Mhm.
And you see that through the illusion, you can see it. You see that several skeletons sort of sit up at attention as soon as he enters the cave. And one of them sort of dumbly moves like toward the entrance. And when it passes into the actual illusion of the rock, there's an explosion. It's white flame that just bursts out. And I'm going to say that Saber is not caught in this.
Awesome.
But several of these bones go flying, and you all now see. My cat's freaking out. Sorry. You all now see through the stone that's there, and several of these skeletons sort of are blown to smithereens, and Saber is able to fly back to you. The giant corpse does not stir.
Well, apparently if that's our exit, it's booby trapped.
One would guess it is not. It's not left to one trap. There may be more.
Oh, Rolo thinks you should not go that way.
Well, show us the other way.
Down here. Come. And he leads you, and you do not see what he's leading you toward. And there's just some more bushes, and you can see that like there's a stack of leaves. And then he reaches down, and it's like it's a door on a hinge. And he says, "I put this here. I didn't want anyone else finding it." And it just opens up, and you see it's not much more than a crawl space for you all. And he says, it opens up in about 20 feet. But this is how I know they don't use this as an entrance. Florn kind of looks down at it and says, "Yep, I'm not going in there." And without even saying anything, Felipe Madamba, still standing, just walks right into the cave and disappears.
Well, gentlemen, let's see what's inside.
I cast a long, loving look at the daylight, as though it may be a while before I see it again.
Yeah, the sun is up.
I'll follow Felipe.
Rising.
I recommend, Jonas, you stay close behind me, and then Filnyr bring up the rear.
All right. Pawson, clearly you won't fit through here, so we will reach out to you telepathically if we are coming out this way or the other. In the meantime, feel free to hunt nearby, but don't stray too far.
Yeah, we may come running, screaming out of that cave.
Yeah, Rolo says, "Gentlemen, I return with the horses. I don't want to call attention to us. The undead love life, and they love eating it."
Understood.
I was about to say we have that in common, but then you got to that second part, and I remembered those fellas are some real bastards.
Yes. Best of luck to you. And Florn pulls out his bulla and with a flick of his finger lights it and takes a big drag off of it and says, "Don't waste yours. Here." And he passes it over to you, Ionus.
And I breathe in.
Yeah. No, too much.
Puff, puff, pass. Puff, puff, pass, Jonas.
Yeah.
Are you supposed to inhale?
Yeah.
I thought you weren't supposed to inhale.
Yeah. And you have dark vision out to 120 feet.
All right. Sweet.
I'm gonna hit that shit too.
Okay, hit it. 120 feet.
You know, most of the time this stuff just makes me nauseous and then fall asleep. But it's like My other senses have been heightened.
Not canon. They are not heightened. You just have dark vision.
Right.
It's like my one sense has been heightened.
Remember, once we cross this threshold, just mental communication.
Indeed.
And mentally, you hear Felipe say, "It does get much taller, 20 or 30 feet through. I suggest, Abel, you should go next.
All right.
In case I have to pull you through, your armor will be very tight in a couple of places."
Okay.
I'm glad we pulled the extra knot on there.
And we're sort of going slowly and looking for traps and listening.
Yeah. Felipe is an excellent trap finder as well, just so you know.
As am I.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
Yes, both of you in the front.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys going to go in?
We're going in.
Okay. So the initial 20 feet, 30 feet, it takes a while to go. There's a place where Abel, because of your armor, you have to kind of almost get down on your belly and sort of pull yourself along. And then you feel yourself, you can see, because you have dark vision, you can sort of see into the cave, and you can see that there is a slight light that is way in the distance from you. You can't quite make out like what it's coming from. And then you get a little bit stuck. And give me an athletics check.
Boy, if I didn't have this dark vision, I'd be really freaking out right now. That is a 14.
Yeah. So Filnyr and Ionus, you guys have to just sit here and wait. And Abel is sort of like, he's kind of stuck and he's moving around. And Abel, Felipe comes in and like grabs the what is on the armor? What is the neck called? The place where you're in the front. There's a word for that. It's like a small plate that kind of comes up below your chin. Well, anyway, whatever that is, I can't remember. He grabs it and he starts to pull.
Gorget.
Gorget. That's right. That's what it's called. The gorget. Thank you. So he grabs your gorget and he yanks on you, and you can feel how strong he is, but he still hasn't pulled you. He says, "Pull yourself, pull more. And you do the athletics again with advantage this time as he pulls you forward.
That's an 18.
Okay, yeah. So you have, if you didn't have Pass Without Trace on, this would have been a very loud proposition here. But because you do, you sort of angle it through, it slides out, and you can feel that the leather is sort of taking up, the leather that's underneath your plate is sort of taking up some of the shock of hitting rock and scraping. And Felipe does a good job of sort of like filling the hole in front of you so that the sound doesn't travel very far. And
like a porpoise in a soap mill.
Yes. Okay. And then just here, and he just drags you
real smooth.
He drags you further, and he says, "You should be able to stand up here. What I see," and of course you have better dark vision right now than he does, because you hit the bullet kind of hard because you're on drugs. And so he says, you should be able to stand up here where, I haven't looked outside this corridor, but it looks like another 100 feet or so, and we will be entering a much larger room.
While they were doing that, while he was stuck, I want to take the time to just slide my spell book into my backpack and cover it up.
Okay, good. Okay, so you guys can get into the thing. You guys are all standing up now, and you're in this thing, and the corridor now looks like it's actually been carved out. And it's about 5.5 feet tall, and it curves around, so it's about 3 feet wide on the sides. It would be very difficult to have a fight here with a swinging weapon, like a slashing weapon, but a spear would be fine as long as they're, straight ahead of you. Spells, you should be able to cast them here if you need to, but you cannot see in front of Abel. Abel is basically filling up the hole. You can see the light around him, but it's you're just sort of hoping against hope.
It's real tight in here, fellas.
Yeah.
So tight.
And Felipe says, Abel, this room, come just quietly as you can. Come and see. And this corridor opens up, and you're now looking at a ramp. There's no better way to say it. It is a ramp that goes to the right up, back up toward the entrance that where Pawson, where the small fireball has just exploded, and then it slopes down to the left, and there are tracks or rails. It's hard to tell what they are, but they're about 3 feet wide with a lip that comes up on either side, and it looks like they are machined flat. They're super, super flat. And then there's a big gap of about 6 feet, 7 feet between them, where it's just sort of loose rocks. And then there's another track or a rail that's machined. It's all stone. And looking up and looking down into the distance, you see that the walls have very tiny little sticks that come out about 6 feet from them. And they have small glowing orbs on the end of all of them that put off dim light for about 10 or 15 feet. But it's also a little bit blinding for the walls. So you can't see sort of the stone of the walls very well from the light that's shining to the center. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like the light sources are so bright you can't see what's behind them.
Right, you're right. With your dark vision, it sort of makes it sort of hard to see what's behind them. So that's the sort of their the backlit there. And Felipe says, I've not seen a mine like this before, but I've read about them. The giants would put huge carts, and they would gather the rock from the bottom, and then pull them up on these rail tracks. I worry there's no landings. This is going to be a difficult descent.
How steep is the ramp?
The grade is about, the rise of a run is about 1 to 4.
Okay.
So every 4 feet, it goes down 1 foot.
Well, we should be able to walk it, but our quads are going to be burning by the bottom.
Now, what's the deal with the light?
So it makes it very hard to see the stone of the wall. It looks like it's basically just a half a tube that's basically been cut down to the earth.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't really see the walls.
I'm just gonna send Saber down beyond the light and down the hole in the descent.
Okay. Yeah. So the lights continue on, and as Saber moves, some of the lights begin to turn on, and you can see more of the tunnel as Saber flies down. And you can tell that they're turning on about 15 feet ahead of him, and they're turning off about 15 feet behind him.
Okay,
That's
I'm just
odd.
going to send him the 100 feet and use the census, and I'll tell them everything you said.
Okay.
The lighting knows he's there. Our presence will not be a secret.
I don't like this. Wait, shh. Felipe holds his hand up and he says,
Well, I was talking in telepathic.
yeah, he holds his hand up to keep you from moving.
Okay.
And he says, telepathically, he says, Can you hear that?
Do I hear that?
Hold on.
Give me perception checks.
I was like, I'm rolling a perception check.
Yeah, give me perception checks.
10.
11.
11.
Yeah.
I don't hear anything.
He says, maybe I'm misconstruing it, but I feel like I just heard the word red in Undercommon.
I'm going to go into Saber and listen through him. It's 14.
Okay. Let me roll here. You know what? If there's another person or another creature in this tunnel, you would be very surprised. And when I say that, I mean that literally. Because you're about to get attacked and you're going to have a round of surprise.
Are there no lights going on or off elsewhere in the tunnel?
Elsewhere in the tunnel, there are lights up toward the entrance area. That's up,
right?
So maybe like 700 feet up this thing, and they're not turning on and off. But you do get a moment.
We've just announced our presence.
Where?
I mean, with the lights, because they came on for us, right? So,
yep.
Well, we probably announced it with the explosion too.
Yeah,
probably.
So let's see. Oh, this is nasty, but it is what it is. About 30 feet up the ramp, you see the lights suddenly turn on, and you cannot see what's happening, but you hear the sound of scratching on rock. And Abel, you are hit with a burning sensation throughout all of your body, and you will take 12 fire damage. And Filnyr, give me a wisdom saving throw.
19.
Okay. Ionus, give me a wisdom saving throw. Great. And finally, and then we'll give Abel a wisdom saving throw as well.
19.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
All right, wisdom saving throw. 11.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm getting
all my bad rolls out of the way now.
So you all here, let me do this thing. Let me do this. I for our listeners, I am going to be sending these. I'm going to be sending them the message that they hear in their mind. So, Tim, can you see this?
Yes, I see it.
Okay. And Sam, can you see this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Ionus, can you see this?
Yep.
So you hear this thing. All of you hear this, and Felipe turns back, and just as he is about to say something, you see these 4 super, super hairy, weird creatures that are like running down the hall, down the walls. They're actually like climbing on the walls. They have blue fur, and they sort of walk half upright, but using their hands as well, and they move with such speed while hanging upside down that you don't even see them until they are already upon you. And Felipe is sort of up ahead, and so he takes the lion's share of their attacks. And you see that there are actually 5 of them. There's 5 of these guys. And the first one attacks him. Oh, and he hits. And he swipes his claw again. And he hits again. And the next one swipes his claw at him. And he hits. Oh, brother. These guys are all hitting. Oh, this is nasty. It's a miss. And he misses him. And Felipe is just getting riddled with attacks. Misses. And the final one jumps down. And this one is looking very closely at the leader, which has not jumped down, which is still hanging from the wall, and then swipes at Felipe one last time, and Felipe is going to get. It's not looking good, guys.
So, can I use a reaction? I mean, I assume I'm near Felipe, right?
Yes, you're near Felipe.
Can I use a reaction to take a poke at one of these guys?
Yep. 1 second. Let me get this thing done. Okay. So they jump down. One of them hits Abel with a spell on his armor, which is now burning, and they just start to swipe at Felipe with all of their might, and he yells out. He is not speaking in only the mental space, and he says, they say the wizard is not worthy, and you can go ahead and get your attack in, and we'll do our initiative.
All right. 16.
Okay, that is a hit.
8 damage.
Okay. That is not nothing. Okay.
Got a 1 on my 1d8, which kind of
Yeah, that's all right. Okay, so we are going to do initiative now.
Okay.
So
Filnyr got 5.
2.
okay.
12.
All right. Felipe is pretty good at this, actually.
Right, rolling initiative.
Yeah, he's super good at rolling initiative. Okay. All right. It's going to be Ionus. What is your dex?
16 plus 3.
Okay. So that's the same as him. So you guys will go at the same time. So, Ionus, Felipe is surrounded by 4 of these like hairy monsters that are all sort of snarling and calling out to him in Undercommon. You see them super clearly now, and there's one hanging from the ceiling that is holding his hand and pointing at Abel. And Abel does not look great. His armor looks like it's red and bright.
All right, a couple of questions.
Yeah.
You gave me a handout. Is that something I heard in my head?
You heard that in your head, yes.
Okay, I have my ring of mind shielding on, and no one can get in my head unless I allow it.
Oh, okay. So you don't hear that? Then?
I don't hear that. I just want to hear from my companions. I don't want to hear anything from anybody else.
Okay, all right.
So I don't hear that. These guys are surrounding Felipe, and there's a guy on the ceiling that is pointing at Abel and saying that I'm not worthy. And I'm like, I say, this. I mean, I can't help it. I say, who are you to talk about worthy? Leave us now and forget we were even here. And I cast mass suggestion on them.
Ooh. Oh. Okay. What is the DC on this?
DC 16.
16. Okay.
Busting out the big guns already.
Yeah.
That's pretty great. Okay. All right. So what did you tell him to do? You said leave you alone.
I said,
get out of here.
Leave this cave and forget we were even here.
Okay. All right. Okay, the first is a 16.
All right, so I guess he saves.
Okay. The next is a 20. Oh, this is breaking my heart, actually. The next is a 6. Okay. 13. And the last one, this is the important one, 11.
Yes.
Okay. So here's the issue. Would he then drop concentration on this?
Yeah, he forgets we're here. They're leaving, and they don't even know we're here.
Okay. So the big guy who's still on the ceiling just turns and starts to like crawl back up to the front, and you see the lights continue on past him. Oh, actually, we'll do this on their turn. We'll do this on their turn because it's not their turn yet. Sorry. Okay. But Abel, you are not suffering from the heat metal anymore.
Okay.
Okay. Felipe is there, and okay. All right. So, two of the guys who failed are on him. He has 4 guys on him. Jonas, roll me a D4. 1 or 2, he's attacking one of the guys that is that passed. 3 or 4, he's attacking one of the guys who did not pass.
3.
Okay, so don't worry, he's attacking one of the ones that was not affected by this, and he rolls backwards. They don't even get a chance to attack him because of the way he rolls so deftly, and then he throws 2 daggers at the same time at this guy who swiped him last time, and the first one is going to hit, and the second one is going to hit, and he is going to do a lot of damage to this guy. Okay. This is the one that Abel has already hit. And so Abel's now on him, and these 2 daggers just come right past your face, Abel, and they both land in the shoulder of this Quaggoth that is that's on you.
Take it easy.
And no one's been injured now. Is that correct? Other than him, is that right?
What, of us?
Yeah, none of you. Just him.
Abel took the
I
heat
took
metal.
12
damage.
Okay.
From heat metal.
So as his is this a bonus action? It is not.
It's in your temp HP though, right? I don't know if that matters, but
Yeah. I have 1 temp HP remaining.
So Felipe rolls backwards, and you see he sort of waves his hand in the air, and you see a smoky panther appear like right on top of him, and he says, "Oh," and he begins to heal. And he says, "If you want some, get into it."
Oh, nice.
And there's a spirit that's around him. Okay. It's the Quaggoth's turns. The one that's hanging on the ceiling just starts to book it up the path, the tunnel, and then there are 2 others that begin to book it up, and they run right past you, Abel.
Stay your blade.
Oh, he's already used his reaction. He doesn't have it back yet. Okay.
Well, I guess technically, if that was a surprise round, I shouldn't have had a reaction. And then this would be but we'll just call it even.
Okay, we'll call it even. So they run right past both of you, and then the one that is still on you that Felipe has hit, he is very confused, and he's and he's saying something in Undercommon, and he he looks to you, Abel, and he can see that your armor is no longer afire, and he flashes his hand at you, and your armor is once again
counterspell.
Okay. And it's gone. So that's a 3rd level spell, and he's like, "Oh, go somewhere else." and the other one moves in and attacks Abel. Damn. Okay. All right, Abel. Here we go. He slashes his claw at you, and a 10 is not going to hit.
I knock it away contemptuously with my shield.
Okay. And the next one is a 21.
Oh, it just finds a chink in the armor.
So it rips. It rips at your armor, and its nail breaks as it does so. But it cuts in. A little bit of blood comes out, and you are going to take 7 damage. All right, and it is Filnyr's turn.
Okay, I'll approach the one.
Abel's got 2 on him.
Yeah, I'll approach the one that just hit him.
Okay.
And I will take a swing with Quiet Dark. That is a 20.
That is a
cumulative.
Hit. That is a hit.
Boom.
All right. And
I can't believe this dude gets a 20 when he rolls a 9.
yeah, baby.
Oh, no, it's an
10
11.
slashing damage.
Okay.
And then I will attack again. 13.
13 hits.
10 more slashing damage.
Oh, geez. Okay, and he dies.
Yeah.
So you lop off his arm, and then you sort of like you finish with Quiet Dark down at his foot, and it lops his foot off, and he is not dead yet, but he's bleeding out, and he's just and there's only one remaining, and Abel. He is unhit.
Okay. I'm going to stab him with my spear. Stab at him.
Abel, they are weak at the arms and the ankles.
And he says that right as I stab. And it
Just
throws
like
me off. Natural 1.
Stab wildly into the air. You actually hit one of the light sticks, and the bulb comes off the little tip end of it, and it begins to roll down the ramp, and you can see that like as it rolls down, small tunnels are illuminated off the sides, and you can see that the lights just come on all the way down the hill.
All right. I'm going to use my War Priest bonus action to attack again.
Okay.
14.
14 hits. Man,
13
monsters
damage.
are weak. I wish these are humans. Okay. 13's pretty
damage.
good. All right. I mean, he's fine, but you hit him. That was good.
Good.
Okay. All right, we're back to the top. Ionus.
All right, I'm just gonna try the firebolt since the last round was so expensive.
Okay.
Firebolt, the one that the Abel's fighting. That's a 22.
That's a hit, dude.
And now I'm a level 11, so it's 3d10. So let's see here.
Good gracious.
Ooh, 30
Christ.
damage. 30
This is it's like a level 4 immolation right there.
10, 10, 6.
Wow.
Oh my god.
And you
Wow.
get +4.
Oh, that was beautiful.
So like his fur just like combusts, all of it, and he's on fire. And Felipe like rolls back with this acrobatic move and sort of like pulls another dagger like with the one motion and sort of underhand throws this thing right at the guy's gut. And let's see. And he hits, and I don't even know. I don't have to roll. It doesn't matter.
Was he still alive after being on fire?
He was still alive. He had 2 hit points left, and Felipe's dagger finds pay dirt in the midsection of this Quaggoth, and it just goes, son none shall break. And he dies. And Felipe looks up and says, "Did you hear that? Did you hear what he said?"
Telepathically, I'll respond. Not that we don't know that.
Right. I'm sorry, I forgot. And he responds telepathically, and you hear, "Master, is that you?"
Yes, Possum. We were fine. We were ambushed, but we handled it. What were you saying, Felipe? What did he say?
As he died, he said, "I'm sorry, Master Brink." And then I heard something else respond. Did you not hear the response? He said, "Well done. Well done." And I don't know if he was talking about the Quaggoth that just burned, or if he was telling him a good job.
Maybe he was telling him that he'd been cooked well done.
Maybe. And Felipe walks around and begins picking up his daggers and I'm
gonna use
the
a
healing
perception
spirits.
check.
The healing spirit is still up if you guys are injured at all.
Okay, how does that work?
You just walk into it, and you get a D6.
Walk into it.
Anybody else hurt?
Nope.
Nope.
All right, so you can get the full 5d6.
Whew. I hopefully only need like maybe 2.
All right.
Yeah, that's enough. That's 9 healing.
Okay.
That takes me back up to full.
Okay.
And I'm also going to look around. Can I do a perception check?
Yeah.
19.
Oh yeah. So down at the bottom, so you notice that these things were actually climbing on the walls.
Mm-hmm.
So there's more to it than that. You see that there are actually handholds, like every 5 or 6 feet, almost like monkey bars at a playground, in the ceiling. And you can see now that the light that you knocked off with your spear is settled down at the bottom of this tunnel, and you can see that it flattens out, and it is a very large opening down at the bottom, and it's about 1,500 feet down from you. And you can see that the lights have now turned on way down there, and you see, God, from here probably 30 skeletons just standing there. And there are 2 very odd looking machines that look like they are like golden cages with creatures sort of inside of them, like heads of creatures inside of them, but it looks like the creatures are a part of these machines, and they are not moving, they're not working. Everything is silent and still, but you see them standing there motionless down the bottom of the hill.
Weapons or anything?
This distance,
do they look kitted for work or battle?
It's more than a kilometer away.
Oh. So really a long way down there.
It's a really long way down. So it's hard to tell. There are clearly many, many, many skeletons down at the bottom.
Well, fellas, there's a lot of skeletons down there, but it looks clear around here for now. I think I've taken care of the last of them. You can come on. You can come on up now. Come on out of that tunnel.
Are we not all out of the tunnel?
We were in the room already.
Yeah, you guys are in the yeah. You guys can all see this too.
This is a deep mine. I suppose for giants it's not as large as it is to us. This will not be an easy journey.
Indeed not. Does our road lead to all these skeletons, Felipe?
Well, I think we have to. Aren't we here to clear the mine?
Yeah, but cut off the head of the snake, and
well,
I forget how the rest goes, but I think the snake's dead.
Well, I suppose we ought to go where the path takes us. We know what lies up above. And you
That's
don't
true.
hear that. You don't hear that, gentlemen.
I hear nothing that I don't allow.
Well, it says, come to the dais.
Something clearly knows we're here. Ionus, if you do not hear it, there is a voice that occasionally resonates, sending us messages. It's trying to harbor ill will against you, in fact, among us. Not that I can imagine why it would think we would trust a voice that suddenly appeared in our heads.
And then an actual booming voice throughout the whole tunnel says, and he brings me a book. He brings me a book. And thus ends episode 56 of the Dungeon Dads podcast.
Oh boy.
Good work, fellas. Some surprises are waiting for you. This much I will tell you for sure.
I'm sure.
Yeah, those Quaggoths, they were not nothing, and you handled them.
That mass suggestion was
that mass
awesome.
suggestion made a really
if you're
big
gonna burn
difference.
a 6-level spell slot. Yeah, I should hope so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
I didn't want them to wear us down too much. It looked like they were gonna.
Yeah, I also have dispel magic for heat metal should it be needed.
That's good. That's good to know.
But I'm glad the guys got me. I'm glad Jonas got me covered for now.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of skeletons in here, and I'm pretty sure I know what you're going to do with them. You do have a very high level.
Lower?
They are. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I think that the only trick is going to be like getting all of them close by so that you can do them all at the same time. That's probably the only tactical decision you're going to have to make there. But you have a lot waiting for you in this mine.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't believe
boy.
you brought a book.
Well, so far we can confirm it's not like the Lost Mines of Fendelver.
No, it's not.
No.
No, it's not.
And they call it a mine.
Oh, man.
A mine.
Well,
Right now it's a yours.
yeah, it's still a yours. It's still
It
yours.
ain't a mine yet.
It's going to be a mine soon enough. Well, everybody, stick around for the bonus episode to come up next week.
For you patrons.
Yeah.
Get that extra content.
And then we'll have to see what happens as they make their way to whatever this dais is. Yeah.
And if you're missing out on the bonus content, you can have it. Patreon.com/DungeonDads.
Yep.
Come join us. There's a whole extra campaign waiting there for you too.
Yeah, man.
It's getting good
It's good
too.
times.
It's getting good
It's
too.
real good.
Also, hot merch on TeePublic.
Yeah.
Click
Yeah,
through the
that's
links
true.
on our webpage in the
Yeah.
show notes here.
And they still are saying that they're going to deliver before the holidays if you order now. So that's cool.
Lots of great gifts.
Yep.
Discord, TeePublic, extra campaigns. What are you waiting for, guys? Come on.
All right. Well,
All right.
toodaloo, everybody. Come on back for the bonus episode next week.
Let's
Toodaloo.
keep this conversation
See you
rolling.
soon. Yeah. Oh my God, you guys, there's so many things on this character sheet. I know you were joking around on that last bonus episode, Sam, when you were like, get to the end, and
Sorry.
that's all right, man.
I
I'm
think
ready
John
for this.
started his local recording like half an hour ago.
No, he pauses.
I paused it. Yeah, I paused it.
Yeah. It's like otherwise he's just getting all like half jokes and weird responses.
It's so
Exactly.
weird.
There's no point in any of that. Oh, yeah. That's how it sounds, Tom.
Yeah,
Shut up.
It's true. Occasional. Nah, what?
Fuck you.